Hi, Elena. Hi, Nicholas. It's Aunt Jenny. I wanted to read you a story from my new book called Faith Blossoms. It's backwards in the camera, but this is a book of poetry. Have you ever heard a poem or somebody read you a poem where the words kind of had a sing-song sound, not singing, but reading, and it has words that rhyme, that sound alike at the end? That's a poem if you've not heard one before. If you have, maybe you'll enjoy this one. This is one of my favorite ones I wrote this year. It's called My Kentucky Birds. One of the many gifts the Lord has given me lately are the birds of the air to observe and study. It began when a red cardinal made a nest in the hedge below the window of a room in which we rest. Peck, 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 I want in, Rupert would say as he greeted me at the start of each day. For a couple of years he was faithful in his greeting. Little did I know a young lady he'd be meeting. When I started buying black seed, Rupert's favorite, fellow birds found a paradise retweet. Up close and personal, I never knew of all the species, some in shades of blue. My backyard birds I began to feed with a purpose to draw in more with specific seed. The fruit and nut seed beckoned a new herd. One is a blue jay, which I named Jaybird. Others who love the nutty blend is a guy I named Tuffy, my titmouse friend. With a tuft on his head and a clever marking I spied, tiny circles of white feathers made him look googly-eyed. A cute little fellow next to Rupert, my darling. Then I saw a big blackbird with shimmering glitter. Oh my, a starling. I was beginning to learn more with binoculars and books, learning their calls, their songs, and how they would look. My wildlife friends I have brought close and began naming them after I diagnosed. The divine Miss M has many songs to be heard. She is my elegant mockingbird. Her tail is long, and when she takes flight, I see her patterned wings of gray and white. To my surprise, I thought I'd never see a noisy little woodpecker looking back at me. I looked in my book to see what kind. She was a downy woodpecker. What a find! Black and white, no red mark like the male. Hannah had the prettiest white spots on her feathers and tail. Soon after I saw her again. Wait, no, there was a red mark on the head. It was Hannah's beau. I named him Silly Willy because of his quirks. He would come to the feeder and his little head would jerk. This poem is quite lengthy, but I must describe them all. If you look for them yourself, you're sure to have a ball. Jonah is a dark-eyed junco, a boring little bird. His dark gray head hides his eyes. How absurd! There are many juncos. They're quite common here. They stay through the winter to bring us warm cheer. The first time I heard beep beep in the tree, I met Norman the nuthatch climbing down opportunely. Nuts attracted him more than the seed. Norm was very bashful and with great speed. Another bird, smaller than most, is Chuck the chickadee, wearing a tuxedo. His black velvet head against his breast of bright white, he looked as if he was dressed for a party that night. Perry the chipping sparrow has no fear. He is always at the feeder, even when I'm near. A little gray, a little white, and some brown, and a rust-colored coif at the top of his crown. Oh my, I exclaimed when I saw a brilliant hue. It was Indy, the indigo bunting, a bright Kentucky blue. His missus was shy and looking kind of drab. It seems God gave the male birds the colors so fab. It Females are mostly buff with muted tones blended well, but a few look the same as their mate, so it's hard to tell. Rocky, a cheeky fellow with a blush on his breast, the red-headed woodpecker, I'd never have guessed. His head had more color than his belly, which is more of an orangey red, like blood orange jelly. The color surrounded his head, but not all. The female's orangey red is at the neck, making her look bald. Ronaldo has the full red head, as his name does tell. For once I spotted that red-headed woodpecker, I knew him well. His black and white wings hung like Dracula's cloak. Ronaldo perches very still on the side of my oak. Quit. The puppies are playing. Watching to see if it would be safe and sound to bring his brilliant colors while I was around. I love all the woodpeckers, black, white, and red, yet each of them is unique, that must be said. Another bird that has red is the house finch named Rudy. While the sun shines on him, he is a beauty. More finches are here, donning a bright yellow, the American goldfinch, the female more mellow. They sing a pretty song and have a black pompadour. So I named him Elvis and his lady Priscilla for sure. I've seen a brown-headed blackbird and heard his glunk glunk. The cowbird named John Wayne will steal another bird's bunk. Not all birds play nice, and some you wish would leave, but it's all part of nature, if you please. Some people don't like the mockers because they can be bullies, but I love how they sing, no matter how unruly. I really must end this and hope none of my birds were left out. It's really not fun to see my feathered friends pout. Get a pair of binoculars and a book to ID and come to Kentucky and birdwatch with me. I love you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed my poem. And maybe you can practice writing one too. It doesn't have to be as long, but they're fun. And so ask your mommy for help, and maybe she can describe what rhymes and what doesn't, and you kind of get to know it, and then you write some, and they're fun. And your mommy can write it down for you until you guys learn. I know some of you probably know how to write some, but anyway, mommy can help you. And I just want to say that I can't wait to come see you in a couple of months. We're going to all go to Aunt Lisa's, and there's going to be a lot of people there. So I hope I get just a little time with you guys to give you a big hug. And I love you, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye.